There is a saying, be careful on what you wish for. There is always a catch. These words will apply for Indian taxpayers. Everywhere talks about hashtag budget 2023 today. So what's it for us, like working professionals? Which regime we should pick for? First, let's hear it out from our Honorable Finance Minister, what she has for us.
Now I come to what everyone's waiting for. Personal income tax. I have 5 major announcements to make in this regard. These primarily benefit our hard-working middle class. The first one concerns rebate. Currently, those with income up to 5 lakh do not pay any income tax in both old and new regimes. I propose to increase the rebate limit to 7 lakhs in the new tax regime. Thus, persons in the new tax regime with income up to 7 lakhs will not have to pay any tax at all.
New tax regime had been added with more slabs but with less tax rates, but there is no tax exemption benefits at all. And our finance minister had given us choice to opt between new and old tax regime. So here is a comparison between tax slabs of old and new tax regime. So for 0 to 2,50,000, there is 0% tax on both the tax regimes. In new tax regimes, for 2.5 to 5 lakh, 5%, 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, 10%, 7.5 to 10 lakh, 15%, 10 to 12.5 lakh, 20% tax, 12.5 to 15 lakh, 25%, 15 lakh and above, 30%. Old tax regime provides a lot of tax savings options such as HRA, LTA, PF, PPF, ELSS, LIC, reimbursements, food coupons, home loan principal and interest, etc. The rest you can see in the table. Let's take an example of 3 personas and what's the difference between old and new tax regime so that we can decide which tax regime is better. One is about a person who is having 8 lakh income and he has standard deduction on both the regimes and he declares the following tax exemption benefits such as EPF, HRA and leave travel allowance, in which he gets a total exemption or deduction worth 1,30,000. So we subtract from 8 lakh, which is 6,70,000, wherein in the new tax regime it's all about 50k standard deduction, so it is 7,50,000. Let's see the tax payable on both of these tax regimes for the personnel with 8 lakh income. So for 0 to 2.5 lakh, there is 0% on both the regimes. For 2.5 to 5, it's 5% on both the tax regimes. So it will be 12,500. How? 2,50,000 into 5 divided by 100, which will be 12,500. And for 5 to 7.5 lakh, it will be 20% in old tax regime and 10% in new tax regime, which will be 34k for old and 25,000 for new tax regime. Since his level falls up to 7.5, there is not much here. So if you calculate the total tax, it will be this, and post applying 4% of cess, it will be 48.360. So it's so visible that new tax regime is what better in case of 8 lakh. Let's take an example of 15 lakh income. So in old tax regime, let's assume that he is claiming 75k under ATC, HRA, with OXO coupons and LTA. So including standard deduction, his total deduction and exemption would be 2,01,400. When it comes to new tax regime, it's all about the standard deduction, which is 50k. So the net taxable income under old tax regime would be 10,98,600. The same under new tax regime, it would be 12,50,000. So let's see the total tax payable between these two regimes. So as usual, for first slab, it will be 0%, so there is no tax up to 2.5 lakh. 2.5 to 5 lakh, under old tax rate, it will be 5%. The same applies for new tax rates as well. So 12,500. For 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, it will be 10% under new tax regime and 20% under old tax regime. So it will be 50k for old and 25k for new. 7.5 to 10 lakh, it will be 15% for new and 20% for old. So it will be 50k and 37.5k respectively. 10 to 12.5 lakh, it will be 20%, which is around 29,580. But for the new, it will be 50k. So for 12.5 to 15 lakh, he doesn't come under this category. So the total tax payable under old tax regime, including 4% cess, would be 1,47,763, but under the new tax regime, it is 1.3. In both the scenarios of 8 lakh and 15 lakh, the winner is new tax regime. Wait and see the persona with 20 lakh income with huge tax benefits declaration. So let's say he claims the complete 1.5L and HRA of 50k, health insurance, LTA and NPS, etc. So his tax exemptions, including standard deduction under old tax regime, is 3.3 lakh, but under the new tax regime, he cannot claim any tax exemption benefits, but only the standard deduction. So it is 16.7 lakh per annum under the old tax regime, 19.5 lakh per annum under the new tax regime. Up to 2.5 lakh we have to ignore since we are considering both the tax regimes. From 2.5 to 5 lakh, it will be 12.5k for old and 12.5k for new. 5 to 7.50k for old and 25k for new. 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh, 50k for old and 37.5k for new. 10 to 12.5 lakh, 75k for old, 50k for new. 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, 75,000 for old and 62,500 for new. 15 lakh and above. So in this case, it is 1,70,000. You have to subtract 15 lakh out of it. Here you have to subtract 15 lakh, which will be 4,50,000. So for 4,50,000, both will be calculated in 30% slab, which will be 51,000 for old, and new it will be 1,35,000. So the total taxes inclusive of 4% cess, winner here would be old tax regime. So 3,26,040 rupees, and the new tax regime. Hence, what is the budget to 2023 for salaried professional? If your income is above 10 lakh and if you have huge tax benefit declaration, obviously old tax regime would be the winner. If your income is less than 15 lakh and you don't have that much tax benefits, you can obviously go for new tax regime. Thank you.